Well, that's right. You can now bring a Prime Incorporated truck, lease truck. If you're a lease driver, if you are a lease driver at Prime, you can now lease your truck onto Traveloko. Yeah. Traveloko is approved by Prime Incorporated for you to bring your Prime lease truck over here. That's right. You can now lease it on to Traveloko. You can leave Prime with that truck. It still says financed through Prime, but you can lease on over here and take advantage of all of the things that we have. Take advantage of the percent of the revenue that you deserve. So make it happen. What you need to do is contact Eric. His phone number 972-665-6155. Go to traveloko.com. You can fill out the application. You still got to pay for your plates, so you will have to pay for your own plates if you want to do that. But oh yeah. Oh, and I got a new Pilot Cup. Look at this. They've got these like tumbler things now. That's right. So yes, Prime drivers, contact Eric. Contact Eric directly here at Traveloko. Go to traveloko.com, fill out the application. But contact Eric, 972-665-6155. Contact him directly. And he can tell you about the whole process and everything. Yeah, Snorlord, this cup is cool, man. I've had similar cups, you know, the Arctic cup and the I never had a Yeti one. I think those are really expensive, but I had one of the Walmart versions, and I love these cups. And I was glad to see that Pilot actually got one, and it actually, instead of a push-on lid, it's got a twist-on. So you can now bring your Prime Incorporated lease truck over to Traveloko. Yes, you can. Just like the Schneider guys can bring their Schneider finance trucks over here, Prime drivers can do the same thing. Now you still have to meet. Sorry about that. Frickin' Eric tried to call me, I guess, because I'm probably giving out his phone number, or because Ike blocked him, or whatever. Let me fix Eric here. Oops. Let me fix him so he doesn't get his hurt feelings. Okay, Eric, I added you as a moderator. But contact Eric. You still have to meet Traveloko's requirements, but you can bring a Prime lease truck here to Traveloko. I'm not going to put out all the details because I don't know every single detail. I just wanted to break the news, give guys a little light at the end of the tunnel, and say, hey, you can do this. So, do this. But these cups are awesome. I'm not saying this. Yes, Pilot and Flying J do sponsor me, but these cups are awesome. I heard about that, Snorlord, and I do want to clear something up. There's been a rumor circulating that Jeffrey doesn't like Traveloko or whatever or something like that, but that's far from the truth. Myself, Eric, Eddie, and Ike talked to Jeffrey just a little while ago. Everything's fine. Jeffrey is a great guy, and he gives great advice about what's going on in the industry, as well as, you know, having your own authority and everything. So make sure you tune into him. But yeah, Prime Incorporated drivers, I'm talking to you. If you're leasing over there, you can bring your truck to Traveloko. Just like the Schneider guys can. Yes, Mark, the Traveloko they're going to handle all that. Eddie just was telling me about this stuff on the phone, and I got confirmation from them this morning. That's why I am putting the news out there, is because Ike was on the phone when it was told to me as well, putting it out there. And the only way that normally this works, Mark, and I don't have those details, and I'm pretty sure that's how that is happening, is because normally when a company will allow a lease driver to bring or move their lease truck, is because the company that they're moving it to has made an agreement with the financing company to make sure that the payments are still made on time and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's the way that it has to work. But yes, it is true. It is true. Prime drivers can bring their trucks over here. Make more money. No, that does not mean that Traveloko is going to get a hold of some of Prime's freight base. Even here at Traveloko, we can still pull Prime's freight if it shows up on the load board. To be truthfully honest with you, those loads normally don't pay enough. They're usually lower paying loads. But I think I've pulled one or two of them. I've also pulled one or two Swift loads. I've pulled night loads. Normally they're things that maybe they can't get a truck to in time, or whatever. So, but it is true. You saw the thumbnail, you see the title. And yes, Mark, there are details, but that's why I'm telling everyone to please contact Eric, contact the Traveloko office before you jump to conclusions. Yukon, that was uncalled for. I made Jada Trucker a moderator. Don't do that shit. If you can't take someone challenge you, don't start shit with them. Does Traveloko have dedicated business, or is it all from load boards? Southern Trucker, it's all from load boards. Currently, we are working on some dedicated shippers. However, I mean, realistically, me personally, and this is my opinion strictly, is I wouldn't want to run dedicated freight, just because I don't like to see the same crap all the time. When's this taking place? It's already started. You can make it happen, okay? Yeah, and if you're at Traveloko, maybe you know a shipper or something in your area, someone that you're close to at a warehouse. You can create your own dedicated freight, because Traveloko is also a licensed broker. Currently, we don't broker any freight, but the ability is there, so that if you had, say you had a customer that wanted to ship, I don't know, 10 loads a week. Well, obviously you might not be able to handle 10 loads a week as one driver, So Traveloko would be able to help you out to fulfill that customer's need via the brokerage, but obviously you would have priority on that freight. What else we had here? Yeah, Big John Ike is still over here with us, man. Yeah, Balin Richardson. Yeah, contact Traveloko, man. Give Eric a call right away. Get that application filled out if you guys are interested in doing that. 972-665-6155. That's Eric's direct line over here at the Traveloko office. And you can, yeah, interstate, I'm not sure. I believe, I'm not sure. Man, I'm not 100% sure, but I think interstate trucks are leased through Quality. I'm not 100% on that. Someone probably could verify it. I don't want to say that without knowing for sure. Where am I at today? I'm in Ripon, R-I-P-O-N, Ripon, California, at the J. Drinking my Pilot coffee. Well, my J coffee, because it's from a J. Picking up a load later this evening to take me home. I don't do dedicated bandana. You could over here if you had a customer you wanted to set up on your own. If you have that relationship with somebody. The great thing about Traveloko that I like personally is the fact that I can pick my loads. I can go where I want to go or not go where I don't want to go. You know, there's a lot of different things with that you can do. I mean, obviously, as a company driver, or if you're locked in somewhere where you're quote-unquote forced dispatch, whether you are or not, it's kind of, you know, up in the air. If they give you 3 load choices and they say you got to take one of these 3, that's forced dispatch. They're forcing you into one of those 3 loads. It's either that or you go to the bottom and you're one of the last guys to get a load that day, or maybe you don't get one at all because you didn't want to take one of those first 3. It's unacceptable. But you have the freedom to choose. That's right. There you go, Small Lord. You have the freedom to choose what you want to do, and that's what's great. There's Jeffrey Like. What's up, man? But you have the freedom to choose what you want to do, and I think that's the reason that people get into trucking. You want the freedom. You don't want a boss breathing down your neck all the time, and you know, unlike most industries, you know, you have to gain a lot of experience normally before you can have that freedom. If you're working in a warehouse, you're always going to be, you know, lower than someone else. You'll never have that seniority because there's always going to be that guy. But in trucking, you come out here, year, 2 years, you gain enough knowledge of freight movement or whatever, and which is very key. You have to know how freight moves if you want to be successful. You get enough knowledge of that, and you can be your own boss in 2 years or a year, you know. But you got to take the risk. It's a lot of risk, owning your own truck. But there are guys out there giving great information like Jeffrey Like, who you just seen in here. You guys see him down there at the bottom of the comments with a wrench. Go subscribe to his channel. Make sure you're in there. He gives out some really good information about different types of brokerages, owning your own truck, you know, getting your own authority, all of these different numbers. And listen, when you come to Traveloko, Eddie himself will tell you, he wants you to succeed. He does not want you, his goal is not to have you working under Traveloko's numbers for the entirety of your career. He wants you to build your own business and will help you do so. He has helped numerous people get their own authority, you know, get through the whole insurance process. You know what I mean? All of those different things, those little pieces, you know, that go together with owning your own trucking business, having your own authority and everything. Eddie and Eric and Vanessa, the people in the office over here at Traveloko, will help you do that. They will get you the knowledge that you need. Alex, I appreciate the $2. See that? That's awesome. Thank you. But you have to be willing to learn. That's the whole thing. You have to. That's right, Myra. She says you have to become your own boss. You become your own boss. It takes a lot of dedication, and you have to research it. That's right. You've got to understand what you're getting yourself into. Owning your own truck isn't like it is with being a company driver, where basically you get in and somebody tells you, hey, we got a load for you from A to B, and then they tell you, hey, we got a load from you from B to C, and eventually you make your way back to A where you started so you can go home. Well, hey, I can go from A to B, and I can go B back to A if I want to. I don't have to make any loops or whatever. And there's very few companies out there where you can do things like that. So a lot of people want that freedom, and they get that freedom from owning their own truck, from dispatching their own truck, booking their own freight. It's exciting. It makes trucking exciting. But you can bring a prime lease truck to Traveloko. I don't know if you can do that anywhere else. I don't know if you can take a Schneider Finance truck anywhere else, but I know you can bring a Prime and a Schneider Finance truck over here to Traveloko. I know you can do that. So that tells you a little something. These big companies, these thousands of truck operation companies, they see something in Traveloko, or else they wouldn't allow that to happen. If they didn't think that it was a financially stable company, they wouldn't let that happen. If they didn't think that the drivers over here were making money, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't allow it to happen. They would say no way. They're not going to allow. They do these risk assessments. These big companies. So they're not going to let that happen. One company I would like to see let that happen is Knight. Knight's got 400 or 500 independent contractors over there, and I haven't seen them allow it yet, but maybe they will be able to in the future. I'm not sure. I'm not hating on company drivers there, Southern Trucker. Some guys are a fit. That's what people want. There are people that want to be that want to be company, that don't want the risk or the responsibility, or maybe they don't have the knowledge yet to own their own truck or lease a truck. That's fine. But there are people that do want that. You heard you are on to your third offer? What are you saying, Jeffrey? You need to retype that. That's a mixed up sentence. Jeremy, I'm going to tell you, you want to make money, get your butt over here, okay? Picking your own loads is the key to making money. Picking your own loads is the key to making money, but also getting a percentage, okay? Getting a percentage. That's the thing. Getting a percentage. If you're at a place where you're making a set cents per mile, and you own the truck, and you're responsible for the fuel and the payment and all of those different things, that is that's the nail in the coffin. You're not going to be successful, in my opinion, because you're always stuck. Now, granted, if they are guaranteeing you set amount per week, whether you run these mileages or not, that's different. Okay, Now, that's completely different, because if the company is guaranteeing you, hey, you're going to make, $2,000 take home every week, whether you run or you don't, that deal might fit your financial situation. However, if there's no guarantee in the amount of money that you'll take home, you could be in trouble. Because if they're saying, hey, we're going to give you $1.02 a mile plus fuel surcharge, okay, well, you might be at $1.35 per mile on that load. Well, somebody like me who's paying the same bills that you're paying, i.e. truck payment, insurance, fuel, all that kind of stuff, I might be getting $3.50 a mile or $2.50 a mile or even $1.75 a mile. But that's because the company that's paying you cents per mile is taking a bigger cut. Your need is the need for medical insurance. Well, Manuel, you can get medical insurance and save money on it if you're an owner-operator by going through OIDA, and you can take advantage of discounts that they get through these insurance providers. But you can go to ooida.com and check that out. You'll see it all on there. And that's $45 a year for an OIDA membership, which, listen, company or owner-operator, you should be a member of OIDA, in my opinion. Yeah, make sure you guys are all subscribed to Jeffrey Like there. How much do I idle? Well, Stretch, I idle a lot. I idle a hell of a lot, but I can afford it. I put my truck into clean idle mode, rev it up, so we're not doing damage to DPF or the exhaust or anything like that, just by sitting here chugging along. Got the RPMs up a little bit, and we're burning way less fuel than some of these other trucks just sitting here idling. Now, granted, an APU would use way less fuel. We all know that. But I don't have an APU. I could get one. I just don't want to right now. But I idle a lot. It's fucking hot. It's hot out. Kurt says, how much experience does Traveloko require to sign on? 2 years. Let me see. Oh, okay, David. Good comment here. David W says, OIDA's only charging $35 if you sign up at GATS. So if you're going to be at the Dallas Truck Show, you can sign up there. What average reefer rate have I been getting? Got in a nice argument with the DM. Average is 158 at Prime. Listen, I'm going to tell you something about this. I don't know tons about how Prime handles their business with their lease guys. But I do know this. I know that at Prime, you're not seeing the numbers that Prime is making. Okay? That's what I know. I know they send you a white sheet that they create based off of what they have told you the freight is valued at for that load. Now, you have to remember, they're taking huge cuts off of that. And I've been told the number by a very reliable source before, and I know it's freaking high. More than likely, if they're telling you the average for what the drivers is getting, what'd you say here? $1.58 a mile, okay, on Prime Reefer. I'm not running anything under $2 a mile, okay? Just won't do it. My fucking truck won't move for less than $2 a mile. But here, we get to see what the brokerage sends to Traveloko. So if the brokerage has that load listed at $1,000, okay, I'm going to use even numbers here. It has it listed for $1,000, and I call, and that brokerage says, yep, that load pays $1,000. Well, on the rate confirmation that comes to Traveloko, it says $1,000. On the rate confirmation that comes to me, it It says $1,000. It says everything. It is 100% transparent. What you book the load for is what your percentage is coming out of. Okay, it's not, Traveloko books the load prior to you knowing about it. Okay, and maybe that brokerage says that this load is $1,000. Okay, now this is what happens at some other companies. They say it's $1,000, or the customer says it's $1,000, and they give that load to Prime. Prime will then, maybe they cut 50-60% off of that. So maybe there's only $400 or $500 left in that load after they take their cut for whatever the hell it is that they think is so important that they're doing. And I'm not just saying this towards Prime. This is towards these other companies that do this stuff. Now they have $500 left. They've already made $500. Well, out of that $500, they're going to say that you're going to get 72% of that, or 68% of that, or 78% of that. Wait a minute. You're getting 68 or 72% out of a rate they've already cut. So now they're going to take another 18 to 20% or whatever the hell it is out of what they were trying to say that the load was originally valued at, which is a lie. When you have that transparency, that's what you want. Okay? That's what you want. And Jeffrey Like, thank you. Look at the $5 from Jeffrey Like. Love that, man. I appreciate it. Swig of coffee for Jeffrey Like. Pinky extended even. You're pretty close. Let's see. Canuck says it's pretty close to having my own truck. Instead, you got a job moving centrifuges from Houston to Canada for $30 an hour and 38 cents a mile. Holy hell. Awesome, man. Some guy asks, do you need 2 years of experience if you bring a lease truck from Prime to Traveloko? I believe that is the case, but what you should do just to verify that, I don't want to tell you yes or no, is call Eric. But I do believe that is a yes, because you will be on Traveloko's insurance, and that's the reasoning for that. What you guys have to remember is a lot of smaller companies, unlike the big ones, smaller companies buy their insurance from or pay for their insurance from an already established insurance firm, like an Allstate or Progressive or whatever, a big company like those. Whereas companies such as Knight, Swift, Prime, Warner, Schneider, those are all self-insured because they're so big. Those companies are so big that if something were to happen, they can afford to pay for the damages or anything themselves because they've just got tons of fucking money. You know what I mean? They got so much cash, they can insure themselves. Now, that's the reason that they are able to hire brand new drivers. It's because they're self-insured, so they set the own requirements. Again, if you want Eric's number, here it is. Jot it down. 972-665-6155. That's the direct line to Eric over at Traveloko. You can go to traveloko.com to check out the application, check out the percentages. All this stuff has been released before by different guys, myself. I think Jeffrey Like has put this info out about Traveloko's percentages. I know the coach has. I'm pretty sure that Ike has. Right now, as a lease driver here at Traveloko, I get 80%, okay? I get 80%. If you are a Prime driver and you bring your truck over here, you will then get 85%. You would get 85. You would actually get more. And that's the reason is because my truck is, leased through Traveloko. But if you're bringing a lease on from somewhere else, you get 85%. Is there a way to change the default clean idle mode active on a Volvo? You mean for it to say something else? I don't think so. When it comes on mine, the clean idle mode, I just hit escape and it clears that out if you want to see the rest of the info down there. What I recommend, a good company to get started with, you live in Southwest Wisconsin. Well, any of the major companies, you're going to need somebody that's going to be able to get you in and out of that area really easily. You're looking at probably Prime, who has a great training program. Knight has terminals up there in the Midwest and the Northeast. They used to have one in Green Bay. I believe they shut that down. Why shades when the drapes are closed? Well, because I squint, and I don't like people to see me squinting. I can take them off, but I will squint to read the comments, like this here, because I have astigmatism. There you go. Ben says Schneider's got one. Yeah, I thought about putting on an APU. Why are some of the fonts different color in the chats? You mean if if their name is blue, it means they're a moderator. Carlos, what do you want to join? Carlos wants to join something. Yeah, and I do have the option. Eddie has given us the option to get an APU financed, through a dealer, but it just, I don't know, just haven't done it. No, the text in some chat is lighter, darker, slanted. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the size of the message. Couldn't tell you. But Eric's number again for you Prime drivers: 972-665-6155. Or you can go to Traveloko.com. What brand APU? Greg, I believe we were looking at the Carriers or the Thermo Kings. I believe it was the Carrier, though, that we got the best deal through. Hey, Carlos, give Eric a call at that phone number. Okay, give him a phone number. If you don't get through to Eric, because I know he's probably going to be bombarded with questions and applications, leave a message, fill out the application, and send me an email and let me know that you filled it out and that you tried to call Eric, and I will get with him. Okay. What's the worst company out there that I wouldn't recommend going through? To get your start, probably CR England. I would stay away from them. Those are the ones that CR England, CRST. You hear a lot of bad things about them. Eric called you, Ike, so you could stop hurting his feelings. I appreciate that. Please don't. Is Eric back in here now? Eric, are you in here? Are they getting any more lease trucks? Jamie, soon. Okay, they're working on it. There's a list, a long list of people that want to come over here as lease drivers and lease through Traveloko. So Eddie is trying to facilitate that. It's taking a little bit of time because he's not going to just jump at any deal. Obviously there are companies out there that say, oh yeah, we'll put you on, we'll finance these trucks, but you don't want to go through any old finance company and say, so because the driver will end up getting screwed. And Eddie's not going to let that happen. Eddie's not going to let that happen. Ben Smith, Traveloko has trailers, or do you got to bring your own? Traveloko will help you get a trailer. Okay? Keep on trucking. Let us know on lease trucks you're interested in getting one. As soon as we know the info, you'll see myself and Ike putting that kind of stuff out. as far as information for owner-operators, if you're an owner-operator and you already got your, you already got a truck and all that kind of stuff, and you want to come over here, you can do it. Just contact Eric and the guys over there. Are a lot of dry van runs on the load board? Yeah, John, there's a lot of everything on the load board. Now, there's a lot of guys. James Coger, thanks for the $10, man. I appreciate that. James with a super chat. Swig of coffee with a pinky extended for James. Now, there are a lot of different load boards out there. You've got tons of load boards. You've got, DAT. You got truckloads. I mean, you name it, they're out there. Uber, all kinds of them. Now, listen. Obviously, you're going to have better success with different boards for, based on, dry freight, reefer freight, flatbed, whatever. It's all out there, even power-only loads. I personally have had the best success with the DAT board. They have a lot more listings, so you've got a lot more to choose from. I have not yet used the Uber board. If you want to know about the Uber board, you need to go watch Jeffrey Likes videos because he's talked about it a lot. He's used it. There are other guys out there who use it, and they're having really good luck with it. Me personally, I haven't used it. But there's a lot. You'll see a lot of dry van freight, a lot of reefer. You can. I mean, that's what I look at. I look at dry van and reefer because having a reefer, it gives me the opportunity to pull some dry van loads, not all of them, but you can. Yes, the load boards do have power only on them. You can look up power only loads if that's what you want to do. I've never done power only loads, but you can. Let's see. People are bombarding you with questions on Traveloko. People are interested. Why not contact the company? Well, John, our company is very small, and I'm okay with answering Traveloko questions as long as I know the answer. If I don't, I'll tell you straight up, hey, you need to contact Eric or Eddie directly. We're kind of the front line when it comes to the questions, and Eddie's okay with that. And he likes that because he's got nothing to hide. You know what I mean? Let's see. Darren says, you guys can get free trial memberships to these load boards out there to look. You recommend? Yeah, Darren, that's great. Yes, you can. You can get trial memberships to look at them. There are a lot of free load boards out there. You can look at the load boards prior to deciding if you want to move your truck. And I suggest everybody do your research into any company, even Traveloko. Understand how we do things and how other people do things to make sure it's a fit for you before you leave where you are. Okay? Don't take that risk. Don't take that jump without putting, your family first and doing your research. And by doing your research, you're putting your family first because you're minimizing the risk. Southern Trucker, $5 for your super chat. I appreciate that, sir. Sip, pinky extend. From my brand new, I guess these are called Tumblers, that I picked up this morning. But apparently this sucker is supposed to keep hot stuff hot for 6 hours. We'll see. Let's see. You're registered Gator and Haley Vance. Oh, what's up, Vance? You're registered at Gats. Who else is? Is Eddie going to be there? Yes, Eddie will be there. So if you guys would like to meet Eddie the Boss, rumor is he's going to be wearing a t-shirt that says #Eddie the Boss, which I do want to say I coined that phrase, by the way. Yeah, Yukon right there says he's more than happy to show anybody what the load boards look like. So if you want to Go subscribe to Yukon's channel, and maybe he can just do a live feed, Yukon, and show your laptop and show the load boards, the actual load board. Am I worried about getting banned like Ike? No, I'm not. Put my shade back on. I told you, man. If I don't have my shades on, I start squinting. I don't know why. See, like right now, I'm not squinting. The shades do something, and they're not prescription. These are just like a $19 pair of truck stop sunglasses. I used to buy Oakleys, but then I had kids. Just saying. You've been company for 15 years, never had to book loads or negotiate loads. Will Traveloko help you with that until you're comfortable? Yes, Ben, they will. And I'll tell you, that's what happened with me. When I first came over, I had no idea how to negotiate a load or talk to a broker or do any of that kind of stuff. And my dispatcher, Dan, he called me up and he said, hey, how many miles do you like to run during the day? You know, what are places that you don't want to go, places that you do like to go, to kind of get a feel for what I like to do. And then he would call me and offer me loads based on what I told him. And so it started out like that, kind of like how when you're at a company, you know, hey, we got a load for you, blah, 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 details, what do you think? You know, before you can make a decision on load, though, please make sure you know the numbers for your truck. But then as time went on, you know, I would learn from Dan about talking to the brokers and the things that the brokers say, because they will lie to you, bold-faced lie to your face, and they will post loads and say that, you know, the load is, say the load pays $5,000. They'll post loads that are saying they're paying $5,000 when in actuality the load doesn't even exist. They're posting it to get bids from drivers. You know what I'm saying? To test the market. And the dispatchers over here, they really, really help out and they explain things. And Eric was a huge help with me when it came to the first time I ever booked loads, because we would get on the phone on a conference call and call brokerages together and you know, help each other, and it's great. Yeah, that's right, Chad. Chad's saying you know, you can't. Traveloko's not going to let you book your own freight until you're really ready. You just don't want to. You really don't want to just jump into it without being ready and having the knowledge and having someone there to kind of guide you. Place sounds legit. Place sounds legit. No wounded you left night? What? Oh, no wonder I left night, I think that's what you're saying. Okay, Ben. Oh yeah, one thing you learned a bit late when you were hotshotting with Holland was truck order not used. That's what Tone U means. It's truck order not used. And truck order not used, truck order not used, detention, and layover, okay, are the three biggest things that you will fight for with a brokerage, because they will put shit in fine print or whatever to try to get out of paying you for those things. So you make sure that it's clear in the rate confirmation and that you've had a clear discussion with that brokerage and saying, hey, if this load cancels, you know, what's your truck order not used, you know, what's detention, all those different things. And you go back and forth, you negotiate this stuff with the brokerage. You know, like I've been in situations before where you go and you check in somewhere and the brokerage will tell you that, you know, or they get word from the customer. Say it's an appointment window. Maybe it's like 6 a.m. to noon is the load time. Well, if I get there at 6 a.m. and they don't load me till noon, it's 6 hours that I sat there. Am I getting paid for that or not? Those are things that you need to negotiate with the broker and talk about before you commit to a load. But yes, you guys that are just joining in, I'm seeing some newer names pop in here. You can take Prime Incorporated lease trucks to Traveloko now. Go to Traveloko.com and you can fill out the application there. But 972-665-6155 is Eric's phone number at Traveloko. Contact him. He can help guide you through the process. I see Irma Deals in here. How are you, Irma? I hope you're doing well. Bandana likes Chanel number 5. Awesome. Wayne, I appreciate that. How long? Okay. I lost almost the entire group of people that were in here, but that was a call from the broker and I had to answer it. It's for the load that I'm picking up to take me home. Okay, so to kind of sum it all up, if you're a prime lease operator, you can bring your truck to Traveloko and you can make what you're worth. Go to Traveloko.com, read what's on there, okay, check out the information, but you can also call Eric in the office here at Traveloko. That's who you want to talk to. He's handling, helping people get on over here. But it's 972-665-6155. If someone's watching, you can actually see me. Tell everyone in the comments to refresh. You can just tell them to close out the feed, refresh it. The chat is still live, but they're probably not seeing me because they haven't refreshed. Traveloko handles IFTA. They handle all that kind of stuff. Okay, so everything like back office wise, Traveloko is going to handle that for you. You pay into your own maintenance fund. Okay, you pay into your own maintenance fund. Yeah, guys, sorry that I got cut off, but it was the broker for the load I'm picking up this evening that gets me home, and I had to answer it. Couldn't ignore that call. All of those details are all listed on the website, so go check out the Traveloko website. It's all on there. You go to the top. If you're looking at it on your phone, the mobile version, you'll see the Traveloko logo. Underneath, you'll see something that says home. Hit the button. It'll give you a list, and you'll see like jobs. Hit owner, operator, lease operator, whichever one applies to you, and it'll give you a list of information. Why have a maintenance escrow account of a truck? Why have one? Well, because even if the truck's 100% under warranty, it doesn't cover things like tires that are very expensive. It doesn't cover normal wear and tear stuff like your tires, brakes. Doesn't cover oil changes. So your warranty doesn't cover that. So you want a maintenance account that is going to cover that. And it's nice to put that money aside. And the reason that most companies have guys do maintenance accounts is because most people won't save money. So you're kind of forced to, so that you can get the maintenance done to your truck so you can keep making a paycheck. But warranties, you know, a warranty does not cover normal maintenance, okay? It just doesn't. Like tires, brakes, oil changes, things. Let me see here. Let me find the slider. I'm gonna jump out of the truck actually for a minute. Smoke a smoke. Here's parked beside us out here. Okay. Yeah, that full cab curtain is awesome, bandana. I like that. And even when that one's closed, I'll still use the mid curtain, because what that does is, and that's why I have it drawn right now, is because that allows the sleeper to stay even colder. Block as much of that sun as you can out here. It's like somebody lost some frozen fries, some fucking fries. I'm going to be honest with you. I really enjoyed trucking when I was at night. Okay, I enjoyed it until towards the end of my time there. But now being here, I enjoy it even more, man. I really do. I enjoy it even more. That's your lunch? Yeah, I guess somebody probably, my guess on that is somebody probably had a pallet or, a bag or something, some frozen fries that were, got broken open at the customer or something, and they swept them out on the ground here at the truck stop. You can see, we know it didn't come off that flatbed. If they're hauling frozen fries on a flatbed, they're doing it wrong. Oh, I do want to give my buddy Woodward a shout out. It's his shirt that I have on right now. So I'm going to turn around. Go follow him. Woodward's Custom Polishing on Instagram. Night started getting really strict, I think, because they were in the process of acquiring Swift, and I think that's why they really had to lock everything down. That's my guess. Woodward, where's Woodward from? He's one of Zephyr's polishers, professional polishers in Kentucky. He gave me this shirt at the truck show in Louisville, and I've worn it, but I just haven't really shouted him out, but I wanted to. But he's one of Zephyr's pro polishers. But he's a good dude. He's fucking hilarious on Instagram. That new air cool technology, I don't think that's going to happen. That's actually a step deck too. I'm just now looking up at the front of it. But it actually says Bad Dog on that truck. It's pretty cool. right, guys, I'm gonna cut this off. But you can bring prime lease trucks over here. Oh, after this video ends, in the description of the video, I will put a link to a Life 360 group. It is an open group. Anyone can join it. You don't have to be part of a select club or anything like that. And it's a way for you guys to see where I'm at. And you can also see where everyone else is in the country. It's very accurate. You can turn it on and off. Some guys want to be seen or don't want to be seen. I'm in there, Ike's in there, a few of the other YouTubers are members of this group. But, you know, obviously, please be respectful. But it's a good way for people to meet up, have a coffee, you know, have a bite to eat, meet the people that you share the road with, and check it out. So I will, I'll put that link in the description of this video after it ends. And yes, Yukon right there at the bottom. Make sure you subscribe to him because he's going to go live tonight and show locals. You guys can understand that process. But other than that, guys, thank you for the super chats. I appreciate them. And thank you guys for being here. Stay shiny. Stay shiny, my friends.